Fight!
Hey guys, welcome to episode 3, season 6 of the MKAU show. We have the one and only Brashy.
Hello.
We have Mr. Vibe.
Yo.
We have yours truly, and we have Sub-02K.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. Alright, as usual, what have we all been up to? Brashy, it's been a long time, so I'm really interested in what you've been up to.
Work.
Yeah.
But I've been playing a lot. Actually, I started playing Fallout. Never played Fallout before. Started playing
Good.
Fallout.
Yeah, which one? That's a very vast topic.
Well, for some reason, because I look at my PlayStation and I already had 4 on my PlayStation, so at some point I already got it, but never played it. So I started playing that and Fallout Shelter.
Yep.
And then I've also just been playing Dragon's Dogma 2, League of Legends, and as of last night, I started playing the new solo leveling mobile game that just came out, got released last night.
Yep. How do you feel about that?
I mean, it's really good, really fun game, but it is still a mobile game with prices behind everything.
Yeah, like quick savers and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's just pay for everything. Like you can free to play it, and it would still be fun to free to play, but it's just there's a like pay $10 and you get like 100 free rolls. It's like, oh yeah, maybe. I think I've spent about 100 and I've spent about 130 so far.
Already on it.
Looking into those starter packs.
Yeah. But like some people have like already spent over $800, and I was like,
Oh my
wow,
God.
that's impressive. Also a waste of money.
It's funny you bring up Fallout Shelter because that's a game I've been playing on my mobile lately, and I've actually spent money, like real money, on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not like that though. There's like 100. Like I think you get like for $1 you can get like a crate.
To be fair though, I have 3 SSR characters. I got 3 SSR characters. One of them being a pretty decent one in my books. So
Is this in solo leveling?
yeah.
So what's SSR?
So it's like your super rare.
Oh, yeah.
So you got like super rare, super rare, and then just your common rare.
So nerdy. How long has this game been out and you've already spent $100?
Last night.
Pretty new, hey.
Last night.
Oh my God.
Oh, it came out yesterday. What's it? The 9th? Yeah, it came out the 8th. So yeah.
Oh my God. Cool. So that's pretty good then for a mobile game.
Yeah, I was playing it before we were on here. I was playing it, and I'll probably be playing it after I get off here. So yeah, I'm gonna do my dailies.
No, you have to be a president. You'll be a president after I jump off here.
Yes, that is also true. I'll be doing that this weekend.
I mean, we laugh, but I learned just the other day, you know Monopoly on mobile?
Mm-hmm.
That's $1 billion like revenue. They made like $1 billion like off like 2 years or something. I was like, damn. Maybe mobile games are the games to get into if you are a dev.
Yeah, there's a lot of cash cow games. Like I was playing One Piece 1 and they cancelled it. Like they actually had to get rid of it because it turns out that it was just a big cash grab, and like so it was taken down off the store, and yeah.
Solely micro.
It's still a fun game, but I liked the game, but yeah, it turns out that it was just
too predatory.
Just way too predatory, and so they took it off the store.
Especially Naruto. Kids love that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Crazy. What have you been up to, Vibe?
What have I been up to? Much like Brash, I've also jumped back into those Fallout games. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe there's an influence going on around lately.
I think there's a TV show out.
Possibly.
Something like that.
But yeah, jumping on those back and forth between like New Vegas on 4 again because of their a new update recently got released. Smoothing it out. It makes it look a little bit nicer. And of course 76 with some friends. That's been good fun. Other than that, just usual Siege, I might be getting sucked back in the Rocket League again after we played that recently. Yeah, not a whole lot of new things, unfortunately, going on.
Did you 76 when it first came out?
I did play when it first came out. Like, I bought it on day one and that. Enjoyed it for a little bit, but just the way it performed on Xbox was horrendous. Like less than 30 frames quite consecutively, and just gave you a headache playing it for too long.
The game was such a meme, hey, when it first came out.
Pretty much.
Everything was broken. What about you, Subby? What have you been up to?
I haven't been doing anything, to be honest.
You played 76 with us a little
I
bit.
played a little bit of 76, yeah. A
got
little
a
bit of
little bit
Fortnite,
salty.
a little bit of Siege, a little bit of COD, but nothing for the. I don't think I've done anything this past week though.
You haven't really done Fortnite either for a while.
No, I've been pretty busy work-wise. Been sick the last couple of days.
Yeah, I've got back
Nothing really
into Ark.
exciting.
Yeah, I just haven't done anything, unfortunately. Just a bit of everything.
A little bit of this, a little bit
Little
of
bit
that.
of
Catching
that.
up on work.
It's
The
just
website's
work.
very busy at the moment. Yeah, so go check out all our new uploads, guys, on the website. What have I been doing? I've been playing Ark. I downloaded Black Ops 2. Man, that was so much fun. I've had so much fun on that. Like, I haven't felt that way about COD in ages. Like, it's just been fun playing. We've been playing Battlefield, I guess. That's one game we have been kind of playing more often. Yeah, a lot really. I've been more into like pop culture stuff outside of gaming at the moment, like watching TV shows. I watched Three Bodies. What's it called? Three Bodies something? And that TV show is twisted. I highly recommend that. And I've been like
Where
big
can we watch
into
that?
Netflix.
Ah.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's about aliens that are coming to invade planet Earth. So they try to but obviously they're like light years and light years away. So they aren't exactly going to get here anytime soon. But they send like secret agents to try and take out people that can develop technology, like for the future of planet Earth. Oh, it's twisted. It's twisted. I think it's a Chinese TV series.
What's it called?
Three Bodies something.
Yeah. That sounds alright.
Yeah, three bodies something. Like I was gonna watch it, but
Three Bodies
it's
problem.
got what's his name? He was in like one of the Marvel. What is it? The guy who plays Wong? No, not Wong.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think
the
it's
guy
Wong.
Wong.
Oh,
Yeah,
Benedict.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a detective that works for
Ah.
like this big science agency, like a kind of like FBI, but like a science one. But yeah, it's really good.
Have you watched the Ark show, Stace?
No, but no, the TV series.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I need to get round to it. But I am back into Ark at the moment. I am playing Ascended, and yeah, having super fun on the island.
I started watching because it was on Prime. And we got Knuckles and
I watched Knuckles recently. Binged it in one night.
Is it good? Someone
It's
said it was like a 2 out of 10 because it
I really
focuses
enjoyed
more on
it.
the people than Knuckles.
No, I enjoyed
That's
it.
the same with all of them, though. But yeah.
They watch Shogun?
Well,
I'm gonna watch Shogun.
Shogun's really good.
I tried watching Shogun. I think I really enjoy it, but I get distracted too easily, and because there's a lot of subtitles and that. So if you're not paying attention, you'll lose what's going on quite easily.
Once you get past the first episode, maybe the second episode, it gets easier to just get sucked into it. But I watched the first episode and sort of was like in and out of it, and then it took me like a week to be like, maybe I should try again. And then I watched like the second episode, and then I got to the third, and then I just got sucked into it. But yeah, watching that first episode was a bit taxing. Straight off, it didn't suck you in immediately. It sort of made you lethargic a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really into like Japanese games, and like I really liked Kingdom. I think it was Kingdom, the zombie one. That was cool. Yeah. So let's get into our first topic. So obviously we talked about Fallout a lot. It's funny that Brashy and Vibe mentioned that they're playing Fallout because I started a new save on New Vegas. So Vibe and I have been talking about New Vegas, and we've been playing 76 again. So what do we actually think about the TV show? I know I wrote a review about it and I gave it a 9 out of 10, but if you guys have got a different opinion, go for it. But I thought it was like one of the best
I really, really enjoyed it. It's
game
like
shows.
They didn't try to explain things to the people who haven't been don't know anything about the games. They're like just straight into it. Didn't bother trying to dumb things down. It's just like as someone who's played the games, you're like, oh, I know what that is. As the people who haven't, you have to explain it to them. I reckon it's really good.
I've been enjoying all the TikTok memes and everything about it. Like there'll be like they're like, oh, how Fallout players watch the show, and they're like going, oh, she didn't pick up that stim. Quick, loot that body for the bullets. Because like obviously in the show there's no like looting or crafting or anything like that in it, so making fun of the player base a little bit.
Much. I'm like forever over encumbered in those games. I pick up everything.
Yeah, well, I've never played it, so that's why I'm like, oh, I might try it. And then I realised I actually had the game, I just had never played it.
Yeah,
Same with 76, I have 76, but I've just never played it.
A typical Bethesda game. You just grab everything.
Yep.
What about you, Subby? What did you think?
I only just recently finished watching it and really enjoyed it. It's up there with
Last of
The
Us.
Last of Us, big time.
Everyone compares it to Last of Us.
Like I couldn't stop watching The Last of Us, and if I didn't have to go to work the next day, I would have watched more than just one episode every night of Fallout. Yeah, I just wanted to watch the next one and the next one, but I had to go to sleep. So,
I believe they've cracked the code when it comes to games into movies essentially. So rather than trying to make a movie and try to pack it all into 1 2-hour film, stretching it out over a series is a much better approach.
100%.
And that's going to be the downfall of Borderlands, I think. Trying to pack it all into one movie.
Oh, there's a lot of downfalls for
Also the casting is a bit questionable.
Well, true,
the casting is very
There's nothing
questionable.
about Borderlands that makes sense to me at the moment.
So yeah, Prime's been doing a good job, like with game shows and everything like that. Because they also what do they bring out?
Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal.
No, Twisted Metal wasn't.
No, that was on.
No, that was on Peacock.
Stan.
Or whatever it was on.
Stan for Australia.
Stan for Australia. But like Prime's the one's got Ark, the Ark TV show. They're the ones who did Last of Us. I reckon just Prime in general is a lot better for game. They do a lot. I reckon they just do a lot better for game adaptions.
Money behind them, right? Bezo money.
True.
Bezo money.
Like anything like Netflix usually just
they butcher too many
like they've got
things,
one like their One Piece. I love their One Piece live action.
So did I.
I enjoy it.
But I honestly think if Prime had done it, they probably would have done it better. But it was still good, and I'm still going to keep watching it because I love One Piece.
So, like, what stood out to you guys in the series? Because I know personally for me, one of my highlights is like a little thing, but for me, it like I think it's a big thing. Is like the music was so good throughout the whole series. I felt it was Fallout to a T. Nearly every single track I wrote in my review was just bang on Fallout style. So, what particularly stood out to you guys as like memorable?
You saying that kind of just kicked off a memory. It's just like the fact she says like okie dokie almost every episode kind of gives you that gamer vibe where you kind of just have your phrase where you just say it every so often, just when something happens, something goes wrong, or something good's about to happen. You're like, oh yep, let's go. Okie dokie.
Okie dokie. What about you, Subby? What stood out to you?
I liked the gore in it a little. Like it wasn't overdone, but when they did it, it was like perfect. Yeah. It was just sort of sprinkled where it needed to be, and it wasn't like tame or anything. It was pretty graphic.
It was pretty full on.
It was good.
That's saying that because it is on Prime. That's an internet video site. They can get away with a little bit more.
Yeah, because the games were never really mild.
That's what I'm saying. If they didn't do it, it would have been a bit weird because that's kind of how it is when you
'Cause in the game, you literally go into slow motion to
Yeah.
see their head get decapitated or their arm fall off, leg get blown off.
Pop like a watermelon. Yeah. What about you, Brash? What stood out in particular?
Ella Purnell.
Huh? Oh wow. That's what you said. She is very pretty.
She's very pretty. Oh, because I was watching it with my housemate. We watched Fallout, and before that we finished Yellow Jackets.
Yep.
Because she plays the
I really
main
wanna watch that.
cheerleader in Yellow Jackets. And we're like, why she looks so familiar? Why she looks familiar? And it took us a bit to realize that she was in Yellow Jackets. But no, I like a lot of the detail they put into it. In the mouth of the, well, I can't remember what it's called, the gulper or the
Oh,
think
yeah.
it is
giant
the gulper.
newt thing.
Yeah.
You can see all the fingers on the
Yeah.
tongue. It's just I love the detail.
The little details were great. Well, what would you want to see in the future for it?
Fallout.
Yeah, for the
Hopefully,
Fallout series.
hopefully we get a
Vegas.
Deathclaw next season. Seeing them encounter a Deathclaw and seeing what they choose to do, whether they're going to fight it or they're just going to leg it like you would early game yourself. You would go, yep,
yeah.
not fighting that thing. I'm out of here.
They have teased today with the skull in the last
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah, and I reckon it was great that they didn't just go, hey, here's a Deathclaw in the first season. They kind of
They
like
did-
stretching it out and actually showing things slowly rather than trying to just throw it in your face.
Overpacked it, yeah. That's a good point. They're like slow releasing all the good stuff. What about you, Sub Brash?
I don't know.
What's his name? He was probably like one of my favorite characters.
Ghoul?
Thaddeus.
Oh, Thaddeus.
Johnny Pemberton. Johnny Pemberton. He's been all over TikTok lately. Like he's been doing like podcasts and shit like that. He's fucking hilarious. Just absolutely.
So he was one of my least favorite characters. I'm like,
Oh really? Oh,
yeah,
I
I
love
couldn't
Thaddeus.
wait for them to
Which one was he?
He's the Brotherhood of Steel. He's the one that
Squire.
comes and
It's the bully at the start.
the bully at the start, and he becomes the
Squire too.
for what's his name?
Maximus.
Maximus. Yeah. I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you go on TikTok and look him up on TikTok, he is fucking hilarious.
The second I saw him, like, that's the guy from Superstore.
Yeah.
Good
Yep.
Good show.
Oh, yeah, and yeah, everyone's been seeing him all over TikTok and just absolutely hilarious.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I want to see more like creatures, hopefully super mutants. You know.
Mothman.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Mothman would be cool. Is he only a 76 though thing?
I wouldn't, not entirely sure. I don't know a whole lot about the Fallout lore.
Because it's like Appalachia.
Yeah, I think so. Because it's
pretty sure they're throwing the law sort of like they are putting things in, but I don't think they're following any sort of type of law. So I reckon they're just going to be able to throw whatever they want in without really having to make sense.
So
especially
one
if you
thing.
saw how it ended and where he was heading.
Yeah.
One thing Bethesda admitted that they really enjoy is the way the directors have handled the lore, like pre-war lore stuff, because they never really put much of that into their games. So they said the way they've done it is really well done. So.
Well, it's a little bit different to the original lore of Fallout.
Yeah.
They've changed it a bit, but the way they've done it is fantastic. I like the idea of like why the bombs went off and everything like that.
And that
For anyone that's watched it,
involved.
anyone that hasn't watched it is very interesting the way they twist it.
How do you feel about all the fights online about New Vegas not being canon, or has anyone followed that sort of stuff?
No, I haven't.
Nah.
Yeah, there's lots of fighting online saying that they haven't got New Vegas in there properly, and they've kind of tried to scrub New Vegas from the lore, and yeah, there's lots of fighting online about that. I don't think people realize the city at the end is New Vegas.
Yeah,
I was trying to avoid saying that.
I was going to say it looked pretty good to me. Like it looked like the actual image of New Vegas.
When I was playing New Vegas, I was looking at like the way the city is and trying to figure out which direction he approached from.
Oh, that's clever. That is really clever. Oh, they're saying about the NC. Is it NCR?
Yeah, NCR.
The NCR, yeah, something about it doesn't fit in the law, the NCR in New Vegas the way it is at the moment. But I don't know. I was never hard into the law, so I don't know if the people saying that online are true.
Well, we have a friend that's super into like the Fallout games, and New Vegas is their favorite game, and he seems fine with it. He hasn't said anything bad about it or anything.
Yeah, same. I got a mate who's fucking just hard for Fallout, and he hasn't said anything negative about it, so I'm assuming he likes it.
If we could give it a score, I already gave my score. Each of you give a score. So, Brashy, what would your score be out of 10?
I'd probably give it a 9 too, because I really enjoyed it. Like,
I mean, don't feel pressured.
No, me and my housemate, we pretty much binged the whole entire show in one sitting.
Yeah.
Like,
that says a lot about a show.
Yeah, if you can do that, then that show must be pretty good.
What about you, Bob?
I'll give it a 9 too, with my favorite character being the Ghoul. I'm pretty sure that's a pretty popular choice for everyone.
Yeah.
Walton Goggins.
He's my favorite. What
Have
about
you
you,
seen Vice Principals?
I don't think so.
Oh, he's hilarious in that.
Yeah, I give it a 9 as well. It's very rare that I want to watch a show episode after episode.
The reason why Subby's finished watching it is because he had that migraine to get off work a couple of days.
No, I finished it before that. I finished it over the week when was it? Just before the weekend?
You were playing it, yeah. You did mess
Just before the weekend, I think I finished watching. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Walter Goggins, going back to Brad, Walter Goggins is amazing. He was good in, what was it? He's in quite a few Tarantino things, right?
Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight, that's it. Yeah, he's good in that.
Good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to start watching Vice Principals because of Fallout. Walter Goggins is getting a pretty big showing on like all social media and everything, and a lot of his scenes from Vice Principals is been on that with Danny McBride.
Yeah, Danny McBride. Oh my god.
And yeah, he's absolutely hilarious in it.
Yeah. Okay, so we can. Yeah, go.
No, that's fine.
So we can agree basically then it's a successful TV series. And online there's people fighting over whether Last of Us is better than the Fallout series. My opinion is it's Fallout's great for its genre because I don't think they're the same genre of games, right? They're not even close to being similar games. So I would say Last of Us is probably the best TV series for its genre, and Fallout's probably the best for its because it's more fantasy-ish.
Well, so I'd say that Last of Us is more of a drama.
Yeah.
Like a drama.
Zombie drama.
Survival, whereas Fallout's more of a mystery action comedy.
Yeah.
Survival.
More adventure, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I went off on a tangent. So my question is, what do you think is the recipe for success then? In a video game, because we've talked about video game shows enough on these podcasts and TV and movies to know most of them flop, right? So what is the recipe for success, perhaps for The Last of Us or The Witcher? So The Witcher 3's hit and miss. Some seasons are great for me, some not so great. But the likes of Last of Us, Witcher 3, maybe, and Fallout. What is the recipe?
I think keeping in touch with the original developers or the head of that game or development company, and that actually gives them the proper insight, the proper tools, and actually talks to them about what their vision was and how to turn it into something that's a live action.
Yeah. Well, because it's the same with One Piece, the show. Oda was heavily involved in that. He picked the cast, so no one could really no fans could really complain because it was the actual creator who pretty much called all the shots. So I think that's definitely, as I said, getting the actual creators on board is definitely
not just getting the license and just going, here we go, we'll make it.
That's what they did with Last of Us. They had that Neil Druckmann guy.
And even had a lot of their voice actors from the games come in and act out parts and whatnot, which was pretty cool.
Ashley Johnson played the mother of Ellie when she voiced Ellie.
And that's cool. That's cool.
And Laura Bailey, who voiced Abby in the second one, she was the nurse at the end. She was one of the nurses. And then yeah, they had how can I forget his name? But the voice of Joel.
Yeah.
He was the brother.
Is it Nolan? Was it Nolan?
No,
Was it Joel? What's the other famous one?
Troy Baker.
Troy Baker.
That's
it.
it.
Troy
I always
Baker.
get those two mixed up. Nolan and
Troy
Troy.
Baker. I don't know. Did he play the brother?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. He played Joel's brother or something.
Yeah, so they're always going back to source material.
Yeah.
Yeah, and having like developers on set and in the mix. Yeah.
So don't just go off on their own, like some shows. Witcher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why Henry Cavill left, right? Because they were just going too crazy away from the law, right? Wasn't that his driving force for leaving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
that's
like,
what
nah,
they said
this
anyway.
is not cricket
That
when it
show's
comes
still
to
going
what
ahead
fans
with
want.
the Hemsworth guy.
They
Yeah,
are,
but
yes?
only for 2 seasons. So
Yeah,
they got
I
season
thought it was
4
all
and
dropped.
season
I thought I
5.
read something about it being dropped.
No, they're actually
okay.
going to do 2 seasons with Hemsworth,
Yeah, right, okay.
and then they've canned it from
Yeah.
season 5 onwards. Right?
Right.
Yeah,
Is it 2 seasons or 1 season left?
because they got season 4
One
with
season left.
Hemsworth, and then they've got season 5 greenlit, and then after season 5, that's it.
I haven't watched it since season 2, I think.
Yeah, season 3, I've gotten through half of season 3 and I haven't finished it yet.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like, that's when you could tell. Like, the start, I didn't mind, and then the fact that I could stop mid-season, not give a crap, means it was...
Well, in the first season, you could go back and like look at game footage and look at the show and see like similarities, and then season 2, that was less of that, and then season 3 so far has just been like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then they came out with that prequel, which with the elves and shit. And
yeah,
that was.
Because I was reading the books at the time too, and the stories in season 1 were like 1-to-1 like correlations.
Yeah.
You know, and then they just they went off on tangents and.
How has anyone watched the which are all about not Geralt but
Vesemir?
Vesemir, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the animation movie, that was really good.
Yeah. Some of the
Do that.
spin-off stuff is actually better than the TV series itself.
Yeah, I love that because then you saw little Geralt. He was little.
Geralt and his little bubby.
Little baby Geralt.
And all the stuff he had to go through.
And then
Crazy.
Vesemir being a fucking badass. But yeah.
Alright, let's move on from a positive to a negative. This week has felt, I was saying to Vibe before we started, this week's felt like a Twilight Zone for gaming. So much weird, controversial stuff going on. So I've got a few things that we can talk about. Firstly, let's talk about the Tarkov DLC. Why would they would do that? And if you could enlighten us on the backtracking of it all. So what exactly happened with the $250 version of Tarkov? Subby, you kind of explained it to me on stream, didn't you?
I have no idea.
One of the things is that people who purchased Edge of the Darkness bundle, which is like one of the first big bundles that they had, was still being charged like 170 Australian dollars to upgrade to the Unheard Edition, which is the new big bundle. It's just crazy price just for extra little bits of add-on.
Yeah,
for one mode, right?
Yeah,
pretty much. And if it's like a few extra add-ons and that, like extra storage and a few other things, and like a special melee weapon, which I don't think many people melee in that game, so it's so pointless. But if you were to buy the game brand new, if say it's your first time purchasing and you want to go for the big bundle, it is at the moment $200 US, which is about $300 Australian, which is crazy for a large edition of the game.
$300, Jesus Christ.
That's 20% off at the moment.
Well, it looks like they've got it down to 50% now. For just the Unheard Edition. Yeah, so not for the like. So if you were to buy Tarkov, like the Tarkov for the first time, you have to buy all that shit again. It'd be expensive as. If you've already got it, you just get the Unheard. It was $100 just for the Unheard, and now they've discounted it down 50% to $50. But that's probably American as well, so that's
USD, yeah.
Yeah, so that's still probably like $80 for us.
Why do you think they would try and shatter consumer trust like that? Because it's like just a PvE mode, right? Edition?
Yeah, the PvE mode, and you keep your progress even after wipe. So usually wipe would clear everything and that, but that PvE mode, you keep everything and all that. So I don't know. I don't know much about it myself. I've tried playing Tarkov, but losing all my stuff almost every time I die because I'm not very good at it is so
That's the
weird.
reason why I don't play it.
Yeah, I get frustrated with that too.
So we apologise to any listeners that love Tarkov and that. All four of us
Lots
don't
of
really know
friends.
what we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's just
Well,
all we've heard.
I think more the issue is, do you think developers, I suppose the underlying issue with this then is, do you think developers are trying to push the boundaries to see what they can get away with? Because that is exuberant amount of
100%.
money.
That's kind of what I was
Ubisoft-
going to suggest was exactly that. I reckon they just see if they get away with it. And if not, which we'll talk about the other one soon, but yeah.
It relates, right? Same sort of thing.
Yeah, it's just I can kind of understand someone like Tarkov in a way. The price is way too much, but in a retrospect of them being like a small development company, they kind of need a little bit more money to keep going. There is that, but they can also, if they wanted that, they could also like maybe set up like a Patreon or something, and like sell art pieces for future content and stuff like that as a special reward for being a Patreon subscriber or something like that to help fund them, rather than blatantly just asking for a fat stack of money for a few extra pieces of DLC.
And then that way, like, people can nominate how much they want to help out.
Like, okay, so I think $300 for an edition is insane. So maybe decrease the edition amount. But they could have also, I think they would have more people on board if they'd sold that mode as like a $12 like DLC.
Because they do have a couple of extra DLC things you can buy, like $3 or probably about $10 Australian, gets you extra storage and stuff like that. That doesn't reset over wipe, so it's permanent.
People would, I think, flocked in droves if they'd sold it for like a $20 DLC. Instead of saying, oh no, you got to pay $250, $300 for this whole new edition, even though you own Tarkov.
It's the same thing with their Arena DLC. If you didn't have the Edge of Darkness bundle, then you had no way of accessing the Arena.
Yeah.
And like just before Arena released, they took that one off the store, so you could even buy it later on to go into it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there are people out there that would have bought it, which kind of goes into my next topic because it sets a precedent that this sort of stuff is okay. So, anyway, moving on to the next point. Helldivers 2. Man, it's been a week of controversy. Trying to force people to connect to the PSN network and then going back on it. They have gone back on it, but the actual issue in itself is that they tried to make people connect to the PSN network. Now, this is quite divided. A lot of people at MKAU. Some people are like, well, you sign up to networks for most games, and others are saying that it shouldn't even have been an option. So how do we feel about that? Rashi, you reviewed Helldivers. You can go first.
Yeah, see, I'm partially on the fence of it was fine.
Yeah.
Because, like, I remember when I first because I got Helldivers pretty much straight away. And I remember it's distinctly saying that you would need a PSN to play this game. And it was always stated that you would need a PSN to play it, but then because of all the servers getting fucking absolutely hammered, they're like, oh, okay, we're not going to do that yet. We'll just do it.
I do remember that when it first came out. That's not so long ago.
Yeah, and so people were saying, oh, I didn't know that. Well, then you obviously didn't read. But
no one reads
it also saying that
exactly.
the fact that PlayStation is doing that, and they have so many countries that can't get PSN. Like, I can understand that, and what they could have done is had all the countries that have PSN, you have to hook up to PSN. All the countries that can't hook up to PSN are exempt. But that probably might have been a bit too hard. But I suppose they've had like nearly a year to sort that out. Yeah. But the other issue is that, like, it's not exactly PlayStation's fault too that the countries don't allow PSN.
Hmm.
Because I'm not sure, like, because is it PlayStation is like, oh no, those countries can't get it, or is it the countries going, no, we don't want PSN?
I think
dunno.
it comes down to network availability and stuff.
Mm.
I don't think it's a country. I'd say some of them were countries that are strictly saying no, but I don't think it'd be all of them.
But yeah, it sucks. Like people bought the game and now they weren't going to be able to play it because they couldn't hook up to a PSN. And like, there are workarounds. Because like even like a game that Subby gave me to review on PlayStation, it was region locked to, I think it was like Europe or something. So I had to create a PSN for Europe.
No, but
And-
PlayStation came out after that and said, "Don't you dare try and make."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, the
They said
thing
we
is,
can ban your accounts if you lie about where your region is.
yeah, but I reckon most people would have just gone away. Like the only way you
I mean, I
can't get
would've
away
done
with
it
it is
anyway.
if you actually used a VPN. I reckon.
Yeah.
If
And
you
they
were to
also-
use a
yeah.
VPN, they're like, oh shit, that guy's not where he's supposed to be. Ban. If you just create a account and say you live in 90210, then no, then just do that. If you get
But-
banned, oh well, shit. Oops.
Yeah,
I'm borrowing a friend's account.
PlayStation did actually come out and say if they suspected your account was lying about your residential address, they'd ask for photo identification.
You could go outside and take a picture of the floor. There you go, buddy.
They're never
Yeah.
going to enforce that.
Yeah, but they did say,
That's
because
effort.
they did think about that. They said if
But
you
yeah.
lie about where you're from.
Yeah, I don't think
Could
they'd
be banned.
enforce. I don't think they'd enforce
don't
it.
think they'd
I think
enforce
I think they'll covering their own asses, but
It's a
by
scare
saying, oh yeah,
tactic. They'll
don't do
just
it.
hope that no one does it, but they would never bother enforcing it.
Because realistically, they're still getting what they wanted. People signing up to PSN, like that's all they wanted. It's
Would you
just,
say
it's just all. In the end of the day, it's their business. Like people are like, oh, think of the gamers, think of the gamers. I mean, yeah, but they're also a business.
I
they
will love you.
they need
These are some of the points that he was making.
like if people keep forgetting that they are like, oh, they're a fucking greedy corporate business. Yes, they are.
So is
So
Microsoft.
is
So we're talking
Microsoft.
about that too.
So is Microsoft. So are all of them. EA.
Yeah.
They're all just greedy assholes wanting more money, and like that's it. And also if people are like, oh, I want to get a refund. I want to get a refund. When I buy a game, if I buy a game and I don't like the game, I don't ask for a refund because I don't like it. I took the risk and bought that game. I could have waited, could have seen reviews on it, I could have looked at the gameplay, I could have waited and then made my decision, but I was like, no, I'm going to buy the game. Then was like, oh, this is shit. Never played it again, but I didn't ask
The
for a
shelf's never to
refund.
be thought of ever again.
Yeah.
It's now box
And-
art. Woo!
But I do understand that people who really like the game that will get shut out because they couldn't get access to PSN, that really does suck. And if they wanted to, they should have got refunds. But people who have access to PSN and were like, oh, because these guys can't get it, I'm going to ask for a refund. It's, yeah, like that's a bit much. Like, it does take 2 seconds and no bank cards, no nothing. Everyone's like, oh, but my bank cards, what if they get stolen?
If it
You
was
don't need to
stated
put
that you
any bank
needed,
cards.
if it was stated at the start anyway, how are they allowed to issue refunds?
Okay, so let me outline. They did state it, but they also had it somewhere else on their website saying optional. So they didn't even get their own message. Like they kind of crossed their
I
message
was
as
going to
well.
say if it was always
Yeah.
if it was always
So
something that
in
they
their
had,
like I think TOS in their T and C, it said they were going to eventually make it mandatory. But however, on their website listing, it said optional. So
right.
yeah,
All they had to do,
lines were a bit crossed there too. So it's their own fault for not.
all they had
checking
to
that
do was
sort of
go.
stuff.
If you set up your PSN account, you get a free cape, and everyone will be like, "Yay, I'm doing it!" 100%.
Yeah,
And
right.
it's so quick.
Yeah.
No one would have batted an eye. No one would have questioned it or been upset or anything like that. Not only that, it's the big influence that really set it in motion of this is bad, because a couple of big influencers came out going, I'm not doing this, I'm getting a refund.
Just to log in,
That's-
get over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Move
to
on.
be
We've been
fair,
doing it for years on many
I
games.
mean, what are so many games now make you log in? What game recently made us sign up to something?
well, I was a little bit mad
Oh,
because
sure.
mine's mainly because I'm lazy and I didn't want to have to do it. right? I'm lazy. Like, I use my.
You've
I
already got a
don't.
PSN account. You
You
just
already
literally
got
sign
one,
in
just
and you're
sign
I
in.
done.
do, but I'm not signed in. And I don't know what email it is, and it's 100 different checkpoints before I can actually get in the damn thing. I'm so lazy. I do my reviews on my boyfriend's account because I don't know my bloody password. So mine was like, I did get annoyed at the start, but like I said to my friend, I get annoyed at any game that does this. I got mad in my Doom Eternal review that I had to make a Bethesda account. I got mad when I did Diablo that I had to make a Blizzard account. Like, I'm gonna get mad at anything that inconveniences me. So I do get a little bit of it. Just because I'm lazy. But like, I get what you mean. Like, you do, it is a common thing nowadays, right?
Yeah, and like, see, with Microsoft, Xbox, and PlayStation and Nintendo, I fully understand why you would need an account with those guys because they're your main consoles,
Yeah.
the main things people play games on. The things like the fucking Bethesda accounts and the fucking
Blizzard and all
Blizzard
that.
accounts and all that kind of
because
shit.
they have,
Like,
to have
I
full
understand in a point.
crossplay, to have full crossplay and cross progression support, you need to have one main database to hold all that information.
Yeah.
So there's that. So like with Blizzard being with like Diablo, in order for that to be fully crossplay, to add your friends on any platform, they need to have that one main location and naming system. Because
Yeah.
they don't add, they won't add my Xbox gamer tag. They'll add my Blizzard gamer tag assigned to my Xbox.
Yeah.
They'll be able to add me to be able to play with me on another platform.
And I go on my
Yeah.
rant, but I had to make a Bethesda account because there was a multiplayer aspect to Doom Eternal. Even though I didn't touch it, which is annoying. I did for my review and never played multiplayer again.
I think when it comes to Helldivers too, the big fact is you didn't have to do it at the start. Obviously, it was mentioned that you would probably have to do it in the future because you didn't have to. I think when it just suddenly showed up and that, everyone was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't want to do this. I haven't been doing this for the last few months. Why do I want to do it now? I think that's the big issue.
If they had reminded me every time I logged in that eventually I would have to, then I probably would be less annoyed too.
But it happened from the start.
'cause
No one would have batted
it
an
did sort of
eye.
come out of nowhere, like, very quickly.
Yeah.
So it was there from the start. No one would have batted an eye. Everyone would have just enjoyed the game the same amount they've enjoyed it today.
Yeah. So it's really on them. They should have just enforced it from the
Well,
beginning.
they should have.
Kept
They
mentioning
should have.
it.
They should have rolled it out over a longer period. Because it's like, hey, guess what? In a couple of days, you're gonna need a PSN account.
And by the end of the month, you can't log in.
Yeah, they should have went, hey guys, over the next few months, we're gonna be trying to push everyone over into the PSN so we can get everyone cross-playing properly and everything like that. So if everyone can, set up a PSN, that'd be sweet. And then people would have came out with their thing being, oh, we can't get PSN here. Then PlayStation could have been like, hey man, that's all right. We'll do a workaround for you guys. Just a bit of give and take. But nope, they're like, just do it now. Press the button.
You think they'll do it in the future to make it so you need your PSN? Because it'd be interesting when it supposedly comes to Xbox. Signing into a PSN account when you're playing on an Xbox would be interesting.
Where do you have to sign? Hang on. So where do you have to sign into the? Where's the sign-in meant to be? Like inside the game when you load it, or is it link it on your Steam account?
So when you first go in there, it'll ask you to like link an account. So same with like the mobile games when you have to link an email. So like I had to link an email to the solo leveling game. Because I have a Google account, my Google account, which is what the game how I got the game on, and then like, if you want to purchase anything, you have to link an email account. So then I had to go to the start and go link, and then link an email account. So at the very start, there'll be a button you can go to before you actually get into the game, and then it'll bring up a link account, and you can just link your accounts.
So Helldivers, it's crossplay, right?
Yeah,
it's already crossplay.
So how do you add someone on PC?
You have to generate a friend code and then give them the code.
Friend codes, right? Yeah.
Friend codes, yeah. Which works. It's been working. So just why can't you just link your PlayStation? Is it just a Steam game, or is this on? Is it just
PlayStation and Steam?
Can't you just link? I don't know why they just can't link your PSN to your Steam and be done with it.
Well, that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, but
so
that's through Steam or through the actual game, though?
Through Steam, I think.
Oh,
The
okay.
issue is they
That's
let
what I
people
thought.
buy it.
I thought you said it was
buy-
through the game.
No, I
main-
was gonna say I was just using the game I'm playing as an example of how it made me link,
Yeah.
and that's how he did it, because through at the very start before you actually get into the game.
I don't
The
see
main
link it.
issue, Subby, is they let people buy it in countries that can't have PSN, knowing that they'll never be able to link it.
Yeah, that's just
That's-
dumb. Plus
that's
Sony
dumb.
shit, though.
I saw a
That's-
poor
that's what
person
they-
on Twitter refund their game after like 120 hours, and I felt so bad for them. They're like, I had to refund because my country doesn't do PSN.
Yeah, the funny thing is though, everyone's getting refunds, and now they've said,
Or we've done it.
no worry about
Completely
it.
scrapped it,
Everyone's got
or-
refunds after buying the game again.
Did they completely scrapped it, or is it just on the back burner for now until they figure out a proper solution? Then they're gonna kind of enforce it again in the future.
They scrapped it.
Yeah, they scrapped it. Yeah.
So, because who was it? They've started review upping it again. So everyone review bombed it, and now they're all review upping it.
Review bombing it just because of a server thing is just crazy. Knocking off like a point, that's all right. But completely review bombing a game when the game itself is good is just crazy to me.
Like I was saying to Farquhar, be mad. Like I was mad, be mad, but don't
Jeopardize the company.
Yeah, don't blame the company. They didn't. From what I've heard, it wasn't Arrowhead's decision anyway. It's always from higher above, like publishers, probably Sony. I don't know. But don't review bomb a good game. Like it's a good game. It's probably my game of the year so far. It's still like at number 1 for me so far, and it's what, May, right? There was 200,000 negative reviews.
That's and then as soon as they went back at it,
just
it was
because gamers are
100,000.
stupid these days.
It's like you'll see like a PlayStation game in the same game on Xbox, and one would be reviewed up and one would be reviewed down just because of the people just being loud and obnoxious.
Yeah.
When they're exactly the same
or like
thing.
PlayStation grab the Xbox and just downgrade the Xbox game just so it looks better on PlayStation, or Xbox
even though it's the exact
PlayStation.
same thing. Yeah, it's back and forth. It's
Like if Halo
crazy.
went to PlayStation, it would get reviewed.
It is
You know
going to
what I mean?
PlayStation.
Halo.
Yeah.
Halo Infinite is, yeah.
The Arrowhead CEO, he's pretty good. He's in pretty good spirits about it all, though.
Yeah. Well, see the cape that they might be making for it.
I hope they make it. Jesus, it looks
So
good.
How it's the
The stats,
review stats.
the negative review stats are lines on the back of a cape.
I still haven't played Helldivers.
Really?
Oh, you would love
No.
it, to be fair.
Because I'm worried, I'm like, I'll finally cave in, I'll finally buy it. and
I'll
will
give you
stop.
one tip.
Yeah.
Don't play with states. You
Oh.
will be killed over and over every time.
I run toxic classes, Brash. I like bring in mines and sentry guns, and then I use my watchdog, and my watchdog always kills Subby because he runs in front of the beam.
I never died from
I
an
hate
enemy.
people who use watchdog
Guard dog, sorry.
lasers.
My guard dog, yeah.
Yeah, the guard dog lasers. I hate anyone who uses those. Because
don't
it's just a
blame
big straight
me.
beam, and then it just runs through you. Like if you're gonna use a guard dog, just use the bloody
Bingo.
gun one, because like at least that one won't fucking absolutely hammer you.
Okay, well I use the laser beam, and it gets Subby every time.
Or,
he walks in
or
front
she'll
of my
drop,
sentry.
or she'll drop a turret on you, or she'll blow you up with a nuke.
So,
or...
in
He
saying
doesn't
that,
look.
I
He
always
doesn't
use the biggest
Orbital.
what's it called?
type
Orbital.
thing. The barrage.
The 380 barrage, what it is.
Yeah, I use 3.
I always use that one, so I could throw it and then just fucking run. And then as soon as I'm cleared, I'll yell a little bit to my teammates, like, "Oh, you guys better get clear," and then just fucking. But yeah.
But anyway, the CEO of Arrowhead, he's taking it pretty good. He's like, one of his tweets says, "Ouch!" right in the review score, and it has the stats. And another one says, "Firstly, I am impressed by the willpower of the Helldiver 2 community and your ability to collaborate. Secondly, I want to thank our partners and friends at PlayStation for quickly and effectively making the decision to leave the PSN linking optional. We together want to set a new standard for what a game is and how developers and communities can support each other to create the best gaming experience." And the first comment is for democracy. So, yeah. So it's in good spirits, and it seems like they went into damage control straight away. So,
Yeah, well, they really didn't really have a choice, really.
in a way, I'm proud. Like, power of the people, but some of the ways they did it was the wrong way.
Mm.
Yeah.
But yeah, PlayStation probably should have handled it a lot better than they did.
They should have
Instead
thought
of just
about it
saying,
before they did it.
instead of saying, no, just press the button and do it, they should have been like, right, how are we going to do this without fucking pissing everyone off?
They should have just people should have just boycotted Super Earth and be like, you know what? I'm not going to play it. Have fun dealing with all the crap invading Super Earth. I'm out.
Yeah. Can you imagine? The crawl of the bugs would have been insane.
We're going to join the robots.
I'm curious what would happen in that game if everyone stopped playing and everything like overtook Super Earth. What would happen?
I would say the game master, whoever it is that manages it, will just let it happen and then reset or something.
Yeah. But there'll be like a thing like they do on like Fortnite, how there's like a spectacle thing. I reckon it'd be a spectacle thing, so everyone will, like log in
Like this
on
is
the
your
day
final
and,
fighting chance. Get in
and
there.
everyone like land on Earth, and Earth is just getting absolutely just
A big
butthurt.
freaking 256 player MMO kind of thing. Everyone's
Yeah.
fighting at once. Everyone's
Okay,
killing
yeah.
each other more than the aliens.
They'll do some crazy shit where you're landing on Earth and you can just see Earth just getting absolutely just drilled, and then yeah.
You know what? The player count's only gone down. Oh, it's gone down half, right? But for Helldivers is still not bad because it peaked at 458,000 players, and right now
Yeah.
there's in the last 24 hours 110,000 people have been on Helldivers, which is still to me is a great success still.
Oh yeah.
Compared to some games.
And then a lot of people are going to be probably rebuying it after they've gotten their refunds.
Is that 110,000 on Steam or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah,
in the last
so
24 hours.
That's not counting PlayStation as well.
Yeah.
Everyone's still on PlayStation because everyone on PlayStation's like, I've already got an account.
Yeah, no, I don't care.
Yeah. So
Sweet.
they've only gone down like 100,000 ish in the last month. So I think that's still pretty good after the big news. So, like you said, all these people got refunds, and now they don't
buy
have
it again.
to. Yeah, that would suck.
Hopefully they didn't. Oh, because they lost all their save data.
Nah, they wouldn't have.
Oh,
They'll be
say
on
like
that
imagine
cloud.
that. Fucking get back and you start it back at 1.
Yeah. Oh, we see you refunded the game. We've reset you to 0.
Yeah. All the things you've gotten if you paid for that pass and that you have to do it again.
Yeah.
Irritating because I played recently and I played for like 3 hours and only went up 1 level, so that would make me mad.
Gets grindy after a bit, but still fun.
So that's Sony's big fail for the week, and it says it's as if Microsoft had to one-up them. So Xbox announced I think it was just yesterday, that they were closing down 3 studios and merging one. So we have Red Falls, Arcane, Austin. We have Mighty Dooms, Alpha Dogs Studios, Roundhouse Games, and sadly the critically acclaimed indie darling Hi-Fi Rush's Tango Works. Okay, so how do we feel about that? Why do you think they may be doing that? Is this corporate greed at its finest? How do we feel?
It's all the smaller studios, isn't it? They're like that. They
Yeah.
want to focus more on their large AAA titles and try and make the big money off those over and over again. But
Cut costs.
yeah, cut costs as much as possible.
But this is a
But,
company that is 16% up on revenue than it was last year. They made
that sounded
$16.2 billion last year, Microsoft.
Well,
Yeah, but
didn't they say that they want to start working on some bigger things? So they probably need a bit more cash, or as much cash as they can. So they're probably dropping as much. I hate to say dead weight, but things that they think they're probably not going to make as much money on.
Are the studios being closed and staff let go, or are they being shuffled around somewhere else?
So from what I read a little bit is Arcane Austin's developers will be moved to other Bethesda studios. So a lot of them will still be keeping their jobs and just being moved around wherever they're needed. Roundhouse is becoming a part of ZeniMax online services to help with Elder Scrolls Online and all that content.
Yeah.
But I think the other ones are mostly just going to be laid off, unfortunately. Well, there'll probably still be a lot of them that will be moved around if they're
Yeah,
needed.
that's what I
and
thought.
whatnot.
I thought they were just studio closures. I didn't hear about any layoffs.
There's
Such.
there's definitely going to
Yeah,
be layoffs in the end. There's
there will
going to be people
definitely
that
be.
are there's no room for the I don't want to say lesser people, the ones that do like less work and aren't really as needed. Like say a receptionist, for example, they've already got plenty of those at one studio. They're not going to need them at another kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, they need to start learning game design real quick.
yeah, but they're definitely going to have to let go of staff. It's inevitable.
Yeah, that's the next announcement you watch. Because
well,
they can't take all those people in.
well, Microsoft's already talked about a whole bunch of redundancies and almost 2,000 people being pretty much made redundant and not having any jobs and all that for them. And no one knows whether this is including these Bethesda studios or it's separate to these layoffs and studio closures.
Yeah, I think it's an epic fail. Like, why fight for all these studios and then just shut them down and all the projects they're working on that people are going to miss out on?
I think they've done it quite a bit in the past, haven't they?
Yeah, I'm
Always
not
acquiring
impressed.
studios and shutting them down
Yeah.
because they think they're big money grabbers and whatnot. And then what they don't develop one title very well, and it just can't do this anymore. Bye, because Arcane Austin, they developed Redfall. They didn't develop Dishonored, and that was
And the other
Arcane Lion that did Dishonored series and stuff. As in, after Redfall's big flop, I don't know. I just guess they couldn't.
That's the
Didn't see
scary.
much point.
That's what. I mean, is that what's going to happen every time a game fails?
Yeah, pretty
Studio
much. Like
gets
a new development company is going to.
Just sad.
Everyone
Yeah.
started like, oh yeah, they're buying up all these studios. Yeah, they're going to do so well. They're going to make so many games, and it's like, sorry guys, you just didn't make the cut.
We just want to focus on our big AAA titles. We don't care about the small ones.
That's right, Brashy. The excitement behind Xbox and Microsoft picking up studios is like, yes, there's going to be all this variety. Yes, there's going to be all these sequels to games. Like, people wanted a Hi-Fi Rush sequel already. That's now gone. People online were talking about they wanted more evil within games. It's a sad precedent, I think, to set.
Yeah. That's that's the gamble with
business.
dealing with big business.
Mm-hmm.
Just bleed money, I guess.
Yeah.
If I was a game developer, I would be scared because
100%.
we're sitting, like, most of them start small, right? Little indie.
But it's just crazy how like some of these smaller games can be released and they're polished. They play through. There's barely any glitches. But these major AAA ones are blatantly riddled with glitches, unplayable half the time. But just because they can release an update, they get away with it.
Yeah, you're right. It's all these little indie developers that release the most polished.
They put a lot more passion into it.
Gems.
As in the big AAA developers these days, I'll fix it later.
We'll release it complete later. Seasons.
And screw you. I want your money.
Gamers need to start realizing that it's not about like which one's better, PlayStation or Microsoft, Xbox. It's about like they're companies that need to make money, and they're going to try and take money from you. It doesn't matter if they're Xbox, Microsoft, PlayStation, Nintendo.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's not about us for them. It's about them for them. And in a way, like that's how it really should be for them. They're business. If they try and do some nice things every now and then, but at the end of the day, like if they start if they make everything really cheap and do that, they're gonna lose money, and then they're gonna have to lay more people off and shut more things down.
It's not so much about the pricing of things per se. It's more so the quality of these items we're paying for.
Yeah,
because it is about the pricing a little bit because they are upping the price for a lot of these games, but then they're releasing a terrible product that doesn't work half the time.
Yeah,
and they used to have a nice balance.
And that's not always and that's not even the big company's fault either. That's the developers' fault because they're like, oh yeah, it's going to cost $8 million to make this game, and then PlayStation and Xbox are all right. We're going to have to try and make that money back on revenue because it's going to be $8 million for the game. It's going to be another $8 million to pay all the people, and then we're trying to make that money back. And then everyone gets the game, and it's a piece of shit. And then PlayStation is like, or Xbox is like, sorry, we have to sell it this much, or else we're going to lose money.
You know what? Phil Spencer hasn't commented officially yet, but Brashy sounds just like something he would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't officially came out, and I'm excited. Well, not really excited. Like the opposite, quite the opposite. But I'm interested in seeing what he actually has to say about it all. So, because he's the one that's always super excited that we got a new studio, just so we could shut it down and send him somewhere else.
We got all these studios, guys.
Yeah.
And then we're going to cut half of them.
Yeah, don't come on to Microsoft's like E3 type.
We're so excited, guys. We're picking up this studio, this studio, this studio, this studio. Once we get them, we're going to get rid of this studio. We're going to get rid of this studio. We're going to get rid of this studio.
To be fair, there has been a couple of years, and they have given them a solid chance to, come up with something. So there's obviously something behind the scenes that we don't know, where they're just not giving anything to show that they're going to make money in the future. If you start a job and you don't show any work ethic or anything like that, well, you're gone. You're not working there anymore.
And that's it. They're a business.
Yeah.
Like, everyone has to stop looking at them thinking that they're meant to be some omnipotent, peace-loving god deities. They're a business. They're going to try and take as much money as you want. If you're not going to make them money, then you're not sticking around. And if you're not giving them money, then they're not going to do anything for you. So
reality for me is the fact they're shutting down probably Tango Gameworks, because Redfall kind of had it coming, like Arcane Austin. One of them's like a mobile game company, so I was like, whatever. See ya. The other one's getting merged into ZeniMax, like Vibe said. I think the one that really hurts is just, if the other three got announced, I probably wouldn't have cared, but I liked Ghostwire Tokyo. I liked Hi-Fi Rush.
That's so good.
Like, that actually really hurts, because the last PAX I went to a Bethesda event where we had to, it was Cork and Chroma, so we got to drink while painting, and I got to paint a Hi-Fi Rush character. So that one really hurt for me.
I believe if Arcane Austin fixed Redfall, I feel like they had a time frame to fix it, and I feel like they might not have reached that time frame because we never got that update. That was they said they were doing it, working on an update to help with performance issues and everything like that, and we never got it. So obviously something's happened there, and they're obviously going, well.
I think they even mentioned DLC too, and that got pushed under, like, hidden under the rug, because
they couldn't fix the underlying issues that were in front of them.
Yeah, that's it. If underperforming, then that's it.
Business is business.
That's it.
Business is business. And also, another controversy this week is actually censorship in gaming. So should games be censoring explicit content? Should we stop being snowflakes? Should we just be able to make should developers be able to make whatever game they want and people 100%. Just don't buy it? So Stellar Blade has been a massive issue this week. That it's too raunchy, the character is very sexualized. Kotaku America has writers that are actually verbally fighting with people online over what they believe is sexism in gaming. So how do we feel about censorshiping in gaming? Rash, you go. You being stupid.
It is dumb, but there's blatant issues that probably should be left out of games, and then there's shit that just doesn't matter. They've I think the main three issues that I read about was the violence, the sexualization, and a couple of sort of racist-y sort of remarks. The racist-y remarks, yes, they shouldn't be in a game at all, unless it's like something similar to
periodic type stuff.
Yeah, periodic stuff where it's
I played
a bit more tastefully.
Mafia 3 with its, it was set in that time frame where there was quite a bit of racism and all that stuff, and you were playing as
Yeah.
a African American, and there was, hate towards that character at some points, and
Historical
obviously
piece.
a specific group of people there you had to deal with, but it was in the time frame for that, and I reckon it was done well.
And you
Yeah,
can still tell right from wrong.
And the same with like Red Dead Redemption as well. Like I reckon they did really well with their. They didn't really outright do anything over the top, but you could feel the sort of
Vibe.
the divide between like the African Americans and the
Native Americans and all
yeah.
that stuff.
And yeah, the Native Americans, and it was and like the Chinese guys in the game. Anyway, it was done in a way that it didn't cause a lot of issues because it was around that period. But if you're going to be just blatantly racist for no reason in a game, like Stellar Blade is not based on anything historical.
Yeah.
So, like having any sort of like racist comments and like things in that just weren't needed. The over sexualization and everything like that, like
If you don't like it,
why
just don't
people-
play it. Simple.
What is that? What is that
that's
game?
why.
What is that game rated?
Oh, not sure.
I believe, or R for us, isn't it?
I don't know.
And MA for America.
Things come around in cycles. Subby, didn't we have the same issue with Mortal Kombat at one stage?
Well, Mortal Kombat, Mortal Kombat was banned altogether, but we didn't have an R rating then.
No, but like recently with over sexualization of their characters. And then they actually took it upon themselves to fix it.
Yeah, if you look back at a lot of the old Mortal Kombat games, there's a lot of jubbly physics when it comes to boobies and stuff
And
like that.
skimpy outfits.
Skimpy outfits. And then, people complained about MK. I think it started to, like, MK10 onwards. They started to, like, it was non-existent. Everything was no skin really at all.
In America, Stellar Blade looks like it's rated a 17 plus, ESRB or whatever it is. In Australia, it's MA 15.
Okay, well,
which is all right. If you've been brought up right, you tell the difference between what is fantasy, what is real. At that age, you should understand the difference.
Means you have to have a parent with you to buy it, right?
MA 15 plus, yes.
Yeah, M's just 15. MA, I'm pretty sure means you have to have an adult with you, right?
Yes.
Sure, adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
We're living in this day and age where last few years, just censorship and everyone being such snowflakes is just crazy, overwhelming.
People just want to complain about every single thing they can.
Yep. And it's mostly
for no reason, just to be able to complain.
And it's mostly not even the people that are affected by these things in any
just
way.
It's people that have never played it, don't plan on playing it, but I'm going to complain about it.
In these kind of situations, I always refer to a guy who went around dressed up with full sombrero. He was wearing a poncho and stuff like that. He was going around to white people and saying, what do you think of my outfit? And they're like, you're racist. This is insensitive, blah, blah, blah. He goes up to a bunch of people that, it's their culture and all that. And they love it. They think, oh, this is fantastic. You're joining in. You're getting in touch with our culture. This is awesome. We love you for it. It's just the people who don't need to complain or doesn't affect. It's just, they're always the ones up in arms about it all.
People trying to white knight when they really shouldn't. Because
as a female that's seen the character model, I have no issue with it. The fact the game even offers multiple outfits for you to collect, there's even a full-blown teddy bear outfit costume that you can put on. I don't think there's any reason to be in an uproar over it.
What's wrong with the game developer understanding physics?
Yeah, and if you don't like it, don't buy the game. Go buy a game where you can change the shape of your body. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, she does look good, right? But I don't think...
What was one of the censorship she mentioned earlier before the podcast, Brash, was instead of so much skin, they put him in stockings. I'm like, how's that helping? I think some people like that more. I feel like that's not done anything. Like fishnets. It's like, what has this done? Nothing.
Yeah,
One of their ways to censor it was putting on stockings.
and putting on like
Rubbish.
putting mesh over like cleavage and shit.
Hey,
Yeah.
everyone loves Hanada, all right?
But yeah, but in saying it, like the one thing that I reckon they like the good thing about what they got rid of was that sign that was in there with the neon R, and then next to it, little spray paint on their heart. Like
Oh,
everyone.
was that racist or was that just saying, in sexual terms?
No, heart R is
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It
is
was straight up. It was a racial slur in there.
yeah, like well, it's not
In
like
company,
it's
maybe
not.
it's lost in translation.
Maybe it's
It's
a
just a word.
maybe
It's just a word hard and
maybe
the
it's
word
a
R.
Rockstar hint
To me,
GTA.
if I was playing the game, I'd probably think they're meaning sexually, go harder or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, they probably
Well,
got confused with rated R. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, even like you could like I'd probably because of like even us in Australia, we probably look at it that way. We see it like harder. All we see is harder.
Yeah,
Whereas
Harder.
Americans,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what
Okay,
I
I
see.
get
Yeah.
you. I get you.
we see harder as in go harder. Americans,
Yeah.
will probably see it
Well, the way
another way
Okay.
they've adapted that into their
with
own
their
wording.
culture and
I
everything.
just had a thought pop into my head, and I think I spoke with this Farquaad, so I don't think it's an original thought, but society doesn't know what they want. One
No.
minute, like, that's too sexual, but then in Cyberpunk, you can have a woman on an advertisement that actually has a, like, male genitalia that is clearly visible through their clothing, and that was cool. That was cool because it's representative of different people. So, like Subby said, people are just complaining for the point of complaining.
That also goes back to like a discussion about like time period things. This is a cyberpunk future where enhancements to your body and changing your body is quite common. So it was very fitting in that
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, thing where everything you could change a lot of things about yourself and your body.
Yeah.
But
So,
yeah, but in reality, like you look back when I first saw Stellar Blade, the first thing I thought was Bayonetta.
same.
Oh,
That was
Same.
the first thing I thought of. I'm like, oh yeah, fuck, it's gonna be like Bayonetta.
I think like
And
first time playing Bayonetta and doing those climaxes for the first time.
oh, Bayonetta. I mean, but nowadays
She was seen as progressive because she's dominatrix, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And she was
Yeah, people forget that.
a strong female character in a video game when there wasn't a whole lot of strong female characters besides, your traditional Lara Croft and that.
Yeah, and even Lara Croft. Like, come on. But yeah, I think now it's just getting so everything's getting so diluted. Like everyone is throwing all this shit
I
in a
just think-
pot, and it's just getting just so full of just like all your different genders now, and
Unless it's illegal, people should be able to make a
like,
game about whatever.
all your different
Push
like
the limits.
sexualities, and I want to be a cat. You have to refer to me as a cat now, or I want to marry a tree because I love trees. Like it's just all getting fucking weird now. I can't keep up.
People just saw an opportunity to do weird shit and they just think they can get away with
Yeah.
anything. They go on just pushing the limits too much. And it's like if they're allowed to push the limits, why can't developers push the limits?
Exactly.
I mean, controversial stuff is only acceptable if it fits someone's performative agenda. So,
Yeah. And
having a sexy character in Stellar Blade is obviously rustled the feathers of people that are just
So it's as simple as don't like it, don't play it.
don't want to just
'cause
move
now-
on their
now
lives.
it's just who's the loudest. Like
Yeah.
that's all it comes down to. Is who's
Who can get the most attention for their opinion?
Yeah. And whoever screams it loudest wins.
It's just going to limit what we can play or what we develop or what we watch in the future. It's going to be just such a bleak world.
It stops these devs from doing what they want to do too because they're too scared of what's going to be said.
Backlash.
And we'll probably miss
That's
out.
why.
on
That's
lots of
why
really
the
cool
Mortal
shit.
Kombat thing is the way it is now. Stace because
in a
people
few
just
years-
whinge and complain.
In a few years, if nothing changes, we're going to have a very bleak world. It's going to be boring.
Yeah, and that's what Mortal Kombat did. They changed all their skins for their female characters.
And
to
then
be
you've
more
got all
coloured
the
up.
OGs that grew up with Mortal Kombat complaining. No, you can't win. But
Yeah, we know. Okay, sorry.
It's like
We
if
had
they're doing that,
We had
just
a friend make a very in detailed tweet about.
I want my
Yeah.
shaky boobies.
in that situation, they're just gonna have like an original kind of like character model and a optional character model for people who don't want that, and you can choose which one you want to use.
Yeah,
Just
just
Rather
provide
than having
people
a
with
skin.
options. It shuts them up.
outside the game, be like, do you want to play the hard? Do you want to play the R-rated or MA-rated game, or do you want to play the G-rated game? And then take your pick, and then
Right at the
suck it
start,
up.
where it just changes like how it looks a little bit.
Yeah.
Because all pretty much is just skins.
No, they shouldn't
So-
have to, but in order to make everyone happy, they kind of have to have like the
But there is no
Both.
there's no way of making everyone happy, so
No.
just don't.
Oh
play.
god no.
And that's
But
the sad thing.
it will.
Just
it
make
would
the
help.
game you want to do,
Yeah.
and just ignore it all.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to ignore it. Like Helldivers
people are loud.
shows how hard it is to ignore things.
That's a little
Oh,
different
yeah.
though. It's just a dumb decision, that is.
But that's the thing. Like it's all about who yells louder. So even if they just make what they want, if the people who don't like it yell louder, then that's what's going to get heard.
Sad, hey.
So this
Alright.
sad.
It is sad.
Sad sort of topic then.
Sad. Speaking of sad, okay,
Yeah.
our question of the podcast this week is, what death in a game has affected you the most? So, any characters dying or moments that have really hit home, pulled at the heartstrings, as you're playing, maybe even shed a tear, Subby.
Look, I've
No,
played
Subby
a lot
don't
of
cry, bro.
Subby
I've
don't
played a lot of
cry.
Mortal Kombat. Deaths in games don't phase me. So I've got nothing. I can't think of a
I
I have
single.
nothing. I told you to think of something.
I can't think. I did, and I can't think of a single game where a death bothered me. To be honest.
Yeah,
Really?
No.
I
Just-
can't think of one that.
Like you got
I
the
can't
one
think
that
of one
you know
that,
you got what's his name dying in Last of Us, which was a more recent one.
Joel.
But that was a shock more
Nah,
than being
that could be a
sad about
spoiler.
it.
It's been long enough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's
that
been
was a
long
shock
enough.
more than us being sad about it. Like,
Yeah, but you're shocked because he was such a good
They-
character, though,
They
right?
made Last of
Well,
Us
I
2 and
just
they've
assumed- I was
remastered
just-
one already, so.
I was just surprised that they even killed him off. That was my main.
Mm.
And
maybe
then they
the- maybe-
killed the series.
Yeah, I don't know, but I honestly just couldn't think of anything. Maybe I just don't play enough single player games to.
I'm gonna count that. Joel from Last of Us
Mhm.
made
See,
Subby
and
feel
it's-
6something.
I was
That
just
was
shocked.
like
I was.
made
It was
him
more
feel.
of a shock they did it, not so much the fact that. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know. I just obviously don't play a lot of games with deaths in them, so, except for.
Disappoint me, bro.
Sorry.
People can like chime in the comments for Subby, enlighten him of something that's sad.
Yep. Enlighten me.
We'll go to Vibe last because I know he's got a bit of a story behind his. Crash,
Wait,
go.
no, let Vibe go because I need to think.
All right, I'll go.
Oh.
So I've got a few. I got a few that actually made me go. My first one is probably my biggest one. Is when I had to kill Parthenax in Skyrim. That killed me, man. So the what are they called? I don't know. I forget the soldier faction. Steel Blades. The Blades. The Blades won't accept you unless you kill Parthenax. So at the end of the story, once you've killed Alduin, you get to join factions and stuff. And the brothers of the Bladehood won't accept you unless you kill Parthenax. So you got to go top of the mountain, and you got to kill Parthenax. And one of my playthroughs, I did it, and it made me feel so sad because I used to go up there all the time and talk to him and stuff. So that one really made me upset. But then I quickly reloaded the save and decided I wasn't going to be part of them, and that I'd join the monks at the top of the mountain. So he's still alive in my one true
So
playthrough.
you basically killed him to see if you had feelings, and then go, "Yep, I have feelings," and reloaded your save.
Yeah, basically. Basically. Second one, I didn't actually play this game, but I watched my boyfriend play. This was a long time ago. And it's from Gears of War 3 when Dominic dies. Yeah, that's pretty heartfelt, I think. Another one I have is Ciri in The Witcher. There's actually a couple of endings for Ciri in The Witcher. My first ever playthrough, she died, so that affected me a lot because apparently if you try to protect her too much as Geralt. You actually send her on her path where she's not quite like skilled enough to be a Witcher, and she died. So for me, because I babied Ciri the whole way through my playthrough, she actually died at the end of my playthrough. So that hurt a lot because I had her pretty much, and it's such a long game, The Witcher. I had her for so long.
The perfect ending. Had everyone there, everyone protecting, everyone fighting.
Yeah, happiness.
Yep.
Because she can either be an Empress or Witcher, or she can die. And I got the worst ending. And my last one is when Ghost dies in Modern Warfare 2. Yeah, everyone loves Ghost.
Not
Ghost
really.
are...
Is he dead? Is he really dead though?
In that game, he is.
Is he though?
Is he though?
Is he though?
You don't know that.
Well, in my mind, he was dead, and I was sad. So, because he's such a good character, and he's always there, and he's always got your back.
But he came back
yeah.
to Ghosts.
Yeah, but I don't play Ghost because Ghost is the worst COD.
Rashi, what about you?
Okay, so
Poppy loves Ghost, by the way.
Something wrong with it.
I was trying to dumb it down to
Yours has got to be Final Fantasy characters.
sort of.
They have to be.
Well, when you're playing through Final Fantasy X and like you think Yuna's just gonna die the whole way through because that's her sacrifice.
The moment I knew you were coming on this podcast, I'm like, he is gonna pick Final Fantasy characters.
No, one of them would be Aerith.
Yeah.
From Final Fantasy VII. That was always a hard one. But I think also it was more annoying due to the fact that if you didn't level it right up and get all of her limit breaks, then she's just a wasted character. Because you just lose her you lose her halfway through the game and you're like, what the fuck are they using her?
Yeah.
But yes, that was definitely sad. But another one, I think it's not Final Fantasy, but it's similar. Legend of Dragoon. When Lavitz dies, when he gets killed by Lloyd, and gets stabbed with the dragoon sword, or the fairy.
And he's
sword.
gone.
Yeah, he's gone. And like just before he dies, you go and meet his mum and shit, and because you go to his hometown and you meet his mum, and he's like. And she says how much of a sweet boy he is, and like and you meet other people in town, and they're all like, "Oh, Lavitz is such a great guy. He helps us out all the time, blah blah." And then you just go, and then he just dies, and you're like, "That was hard. That was definitely a hard one."
And then one. Is that the chick that gets stabbed by Sephiroth?
Aerith, yep.
Yeah. Okay, good. I know a little bit. That's all I know about Final Fantasy.
And the third one I had was Gabe from Life is Strange: True Colors.
Oh yeah, actually those sort of games always have someone die. Like Chloe dies.
Kind of a spoiler for me, that Gabe one. I haven't played True Colors. You never got around to doing it.
Wow, good one,
Rashi.
Rashi.
Enough time.
I did that review for that game like 3 years ago.
Yeah, the game's been out long enough, but I've never gotten around to playing it.
It's so good. I love Strange. Like
I'll probably forget about it by the time I play it anyway.
I've played all the I've played a little bit of the rest of them, and I didn't mind them, but I really liked True Colors. Life Strange. I really like that one. I think I gave it 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
pretty sure.
I think you did. Yeah.
I finished it and full cleared it, got all the trophies. Like I don't usually go full trophies on things because I usually don't have time to get all the trophies. But Life Strange is pretty easy to get all the trophies, to be fair. But I stuck it out and I replayed it to get all the trophies. But yeah, Gabe dying in that one. It's not like a really impactful death, but because he's not in the game, he's just in the game at the start, really. And you just get to meet him, and you're like, he just seems like a cool dude. And then he sacrifices himself and dies, and you're like, fuck. But yeah, so they're my three.
They're pretty good. I just thought of one then too when Lee dies in the Walking Dead Telltales one. That's sad, eh? Because you kind of put yourself in Clem's position, and you're like, damn.
And she basically, he became like a guardian and basically a father or someone really close to her, and just devastating.
Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah. I've been watching Hassan Parker on Twitch play it, so that's how it popped in my head.
But if it wasn't for him dying, I don't think she would ever become the character that she becomes.
Oh yeah. Right? Sometimes these good characters have to die for our main protagonist to rise from the ashes. Unlike Subby, he just likes characters that die. He's so insensitized by Mortal
All them,
Kombat.
all them
that's what happens.
fatalities.
That's what happens.
Wait, what about when in the original Mortal Kombat when Sub-Zero was killed off and they brought his brother in, or his brother died,
Subby's like, yes, nah.
or they're like, yeah, fuck it.
It just happened to still a Sub-Zero in the game. He
It's
doesn't
still
care.
Sub-Zero there.
Because didn't the original
Be harmed.
get killed off
Yeah.
in the lore?
Yeah.
And were you sad about that?
No. Just wanted to play the game.
Wow, brutal.
I'd kill him myself.
Alright, Bob, what about you?
Oh, much like Sub, I couldn't think of any. Nothing was coming to me, but you guys have made some really good mentions that I was like, oh yeah, I remember those ones now. But I will make some honorable mentions to. I feel like some will feel this the same way I do. But when you're playing your Soulsborne games, every death of your own is the most devastating thing in the world. You got a stack of souls. Yeah, you got a stack of souls or whatever. You're just about to find a new resting point, and you just die, and then you have to try and get back there. On your way back, you die again, and all your souls and that is just gone. That's a really sad moment for you in itself.
There's really dark areas, right, where you got to use your torch. Yeah, that
Yeah.
would freak me out.
But another one would be any of the, your super massive games like Dark Pictures or Until Dawn, all those games there. You're trying so hard to keep everyone alive. You don't want anyone to die, and you lose one, and you just I kind of want to reload a save, but this is the choices I've made. Is the failures I've made. I got to keep going on. And you lose another one.
Yeah.
But trying to get that final achievement for keeping everyone alive, and you lose one is so devastating.
It's when you try the most, you lose the most, right?
Yeah,
That's what I feel like. When I don't care, I generally come out a pretty unscathed.
Even some of those characters you will start to adore and enjoy and love and that, and then they just die on you because you're a bad mistake and you've caused this. You could have kept them alive, but you failed.
Yeah. There are some pretty good choices. Anything, Subby, you want to add?
No.
No, you
But
cold-hearted.
those games are a good point though. You always get a little bit upset when you lose your first character, but after that, you're just like, "Fuck it, I give up."
or you finally made it to the end. You've only got one person.
I think
left,
after the first and second,
die.
you kind of feel a bit upset about it, and then you just give up because you just keep killing them off.
Well, then you just change it and be like, I meant it the whole time. This run through is going to be everyone dies run through.
Well,
my next run through is going to be I save everyone.
Well, one of the ones, my first Man of Medan playthrough, I kept everyone alive and survived and got that achievement and all. I played with a mate. We got him all the way to the end and survived. Military showed up and killed us all. Right at the end.
Was that a proper achievement that you're all dead?
Yeah, there's an achievement for being all dead as well.
Is that the game where if you stream it, people can interact, or is that a different game?
No, it's a different game.
I remember Breezy playing something.
That was it was an Xbox exclusive, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, the
motorway one.
Yeah, that's
I remember the name of
it. Yeah, that's the one.
Where chat can interact and make decisions for you and whatnot. Yeah.
I remember Breezy getting upset with all my decisions.
It's not technically a death scene, but V in Cyberpunk. Because you don't actually see him die or anything, but he's like, there's the endings where like he's gonna die.
It's pretty much, yeah.
But there's like a part of you dies in some of them too, because you let them take full control or something like that. You kind of lose yourself.
Yeah,
I think Johnny takes over. You do die. Yeah, because I got all these messages, right?
Yeah, because you sort of disappear and you get all the messages from all your friends that are in the city. But that's like now they've put one of the playthroughs now. You can get the ending and the song. I really want to stay at your house. From the TV show that they put into the game, the song.
Oh, the sad
Um,
song. Yes, the anime
yeah,
song. Yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
put that in one of the scenes now, so you can go sit there and you can sit it on the on the ledge, and that song just plays over the top while you're sitting there looking over it over the city.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, 'cause you can pick up Rebecca's gun and stuff. Like, you can get all the
Yeah,
gear
the
from the
jacket you
anime.
can get
Yeah.
jacket and everything like that. You can get Rebecca's shotgun.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. You can go to the same spot and sit on the roof.
Yeah, and so because I played through Cyberpunk again, and I made my character like look and pretty much
Down.
built her correctly, pretty much the same as Lucy.
Yeah, yeah.
So using the wires melee
Oh, yeah,
weapon.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I use that anyway.
Hmm.
OP, man.
Like yeah, and like made my character really good at like hacking and shit like that. And
Yeah. That's cool.
now I gotta play
Alright.
Cyberpunk again.
Yeah, don't you give me the urge. Alright, we might wrap it up there. Anything anyone wants to say before we do some outro stuff?
No.
We're all good.
Mhm.
Don't forget to log on to Juiced. Is it Juiced? Juiced.com. It's just .com, eh?
Boost.energy.
Juiced.energy. And you can get 10% off if you write MKAU in the discount code spot. Yeah, that's it I think for today. Thanks everyone that's watching. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. You can write down in the comments your own favorite, well, not really favorite, but sad emotional
Your favorite
emotional
death,
experiences,
the
deaths
one
in
you
games.
like the most.
Maybe we should do that. Favorite deaths.
Yeah,
Like there are so
favorite
many
death.
characters I've been so happy to kill. Maybe we'll chuck that into a different podcast. But yeah, but you can comment below your most heartfelt deaths in video games. That's it from us tonight. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.
You.